Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing and reviewing Z06 style quarter vents from ACS Composite for the C7 Corvette. So stick around. So today we're going to replace these, the Z06 style from ACS Composite. Now I've watched a few videos online about changing these and looked at the instructions that came from ACS Composite. The instructions are 10 pages long and they want you to remove the whole rear fascia and everything. But according to everybody online, I think we can sneak it out by just removing 7 nuts over here, or 7 bolts, and removing the gas tank door. Hopefully we shouldn't have any problem. So we're going to need 3 different tools for this. We're going to need a T15 screwdriver, an 8mm wrench, and a body pry tool, all of which are really easy to get at a local automotive parts store. So let's get to it. We're going to start by taking off the T15 screws on the top of the quarter. And these are just hand tight. Really nothing to them. They're all the same too. We got 3 more that are on the door. Three inside the gas tank. Next, we gotta remove the gas tank door. This simply pulls straight toward you. There's 6 tabs on it that hold it in place. That's it. All right, should be ready to pull the quarter out. And then we can get to the 3 bolts that hold the vent on. So this is the tricky part. A little scary because it's going to pop out of here from underneath the window, but you just got to get our hand underneath and it simply slides right out. Not a big deal. All right. So now we're going to have to gently pry this away. And get our hands underneath. So we're going to use a couple towels to hold the fender away. Just a warning, when you remove the 3 nuts, be very careful not to drop them into the vent or behind the quarter panel. They will be extremely hard to retrieve. Once you get it loosened with the wrench, you can undo the rest of the way with your fingers. Carefully grab it and pull it out. It's a very small nut. Not a lot of room for air, but it's loose. This front one is much easier to get to. There's the second one. I'm not confident working in tight spaces. This may not be the job for you. And there's number 3. All right, so that should be it. Now all we have to do is pry this out. I'm gonna put some masking tape along the edge, just so you've got something to pry against. Some guys use a rag. I just like this because I know it stays in place. That's up. All right, let's take our tape off. We'll clean this surface a little bit before we install the new one. This is just some detail spray. Everything snaps into place perfectly. And now, back to our nuts. That one's finger tight. And now the tricky one. This one is right up against the vent. The hardest part is getting the nut on the stud. Once it's on there, it's fine. Just gotta be patient. Take your time. And that's it, they're all tight. So now, the only tricky part is getting the quarter snapped underneath the window. So again, we're just gonna clean this up. The only part that's stuck now is just this little portion of rubber gasket. And there, it's in. Alright, now all we gotta do is tighten up reinstall the bolts, and we're back together. I like to get everything started before we tighten anything down. And finally, the gas tank door. And that's it, you're done. Overall, this side took about 35 minutes. So not too bad. Let's move on to the next side. Okay, time for the second side. This is the passenger side, obviously. This one is supposed to be much easier than the driver's side. So that's why I finished up with this one. Okay, something I forgot to remind you about on the first side is when you take out these screws on the top of the rear quarter, you may find some body washers, some plastic body washers. And this is what guys don't tell you in other videos. Kind of difficult to get out, but they are slotted, and if you don't take them out, you may lose them when you pull the quarter back. And you'll see them, you just got to grab them with your fingernail. Sometimes it works good if you use a pry tool. There's two there. This back one doesn't have any. Two on the front. Those washers keep this body panel level with the deck lid when it's closed. So just a heads up, those may or may not be there. I had one set, I think, on the other side. Same procedure as the driver's side. All right. Sounds as if this one's loose. On the Stingray, which this is, this side, the vent has no function. It does on the Z51 and up. That's the dummy vent that they put in the behind here. So that one was loose. It wasn't held in at all in the front. But it was held in at the back. Okay, this side is completely missing a nut. I don't see the nut anywhere. All right, let's clean this up and we'll get the new one installed. And by the way, I went to Chevy for the nut that they have to order, and that's going to be $6 and a week later. So I'm just going to install it with two nuts for right now, and then when the new one comes in, I'll add the third. All right, here's the new one. We have to put on the backer here. And this is where I'll install the two nuts, and I'll leave this one for the third one that comes in. You kind of have to hold that backing plate on underneath. Get a nut started. And get it lined up with the other one on the other side. And again, just gotta be patient, take your time, and don't over tighten those. Okay, those two are tight. All right, before I put everything back together, I like to clean it up a little bit with some detail spray. And the hardest part now is just snapping the quarter underneath the seal of the window. It's always this front lip or the back lip that gets caught underneath. And that's what you have to kind of wiggle to get back into place. And that's it. Now when you replace these washers, it's best if you put the screw in first and then slide the washers in. That's why they got the slot. Get the 4 screws started. And then align your washers and slide them in place. That way you won't lose them. And that's it, you're done. So there you go, Z06 style quarter vents from ACS Composite. Installation, probably a 6 to 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. You do have to have some patience and some basic knowledge on working on cars. Not too difficult. It does take some time, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes on the first side. There was a learning curve. Second side only took me about 25 minutes, and it's a little bit easier. As far as the part goes, okay, as you can see, they look virtually identical, as they should, other than the style of vent. The molding and everything looks absolutely identical to the factory. Yeah, so I see no difference whatsoever. The way the bolts are held in, as high a quality as General Motors or better. quality of the part was outstanding. The paint finish, outstanding. Price, I guess it's not too expensive. It's $250 for the total. I would give ACS Composite a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the only reason I'm knocking them down is because they didn't include the 6 nuts for mounting. I guess it's not necessary because your car should have them, but in my case, one of them had come loose and was gone, or wasn't installed from the factory. Most likely it rattled loose, but certainly would have been nice to have those in the kit as well. So other than that, ACS Composites was fantastic. This is my first purchase from ACS. Everything is always good. They come packaged very well and really quick. I ordered this, I think I had it in 4 days. So great job to them. If you're looking to do this and have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. I do read all the comments, and if you get a chance, please like and subscribe. It does help. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.